Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. If you are new here, I'm Katie and we are about to dive into another video where I help you step into your power so that you can create the life that you really desire. So today we're going to talk about how becoming the person or the version of you that you truly desire to be is a choice. And you've probably heard this before, especially if you are really into kind of like manifestation content and just stuff, all around how you can really create your reality and step into your power and all this stuff. But I sometimes think it's helpful to hear these concepts from a different lens. And I've said this before, but sometimes it takes a few times of hearing something before it really sinks in and before you really get it. I mean, I had to hear this so many times before it really sunk in. And I think at first it was because I had a lot of resistance to this idea, because I think for many of us, the idea that it's a choice can feel really frustrating when you feel like you're not there yet. And when you don't understand what you're doing wrong and you're still kind of in the heaviness of those old beliefs and thoughts and patterns, and, still in the energy of like judging yourself and feeling like you're in victimhood and just wanting it to be easy and wanting it to happen for you. And so I think that the idea of it being a choice can be a difficult concept to really fully take in when you're not at a place yet where you're fully ready to hear it. So anyways, proceed with caution, basically, for today's video. But yeah, we're going to dive into it. So, because I think that also once I was ready to hear it and once I really got it, it actually took this weight off and made my whole perception of reality very different in a really freeing way. And I'm hoping that it will do the same for you if it hasn't fully sunk in yet. So becoming the version of you that you desire to be is a choice. It's not something that's just going to magically happen for you overnight. It's not something that's just going to happen over time. It's not something that, you're going to wake up in 5 years and finally you're going to be that version of yourself, unless you decide, unless you are actively choosing to do it. There's this idea that it would take a lot of hard work and you're going to have to try and really put in a lot of effort and really force and struggle and da 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 da. But it's not hard work in that way. The hard work isn't out there. It's not really having to aggressively put in all this effort and trying to do all this and that. It's the effort isn't here. It's you choosing and deciding, this is who I am. It's you deciding, I am the best version of yourself, and you continuing to choose that, even and especially when it seems like the outside circumstances are contradicting it. This is when it, I mean, it always matters, but I feel like this is when it matters the most. It's can you stand firmly in the knowing of who you are, even when the outside circumstances appear to be saying the exact opposite. So let's say, for example, that you know that that next level version of you that you really desire to be, that they're confident and so sure of themselves and they're outgoing and just, all these traits that you really value. That's what that version of you has. And right now, your outside circumstances, it seems like, well, I'm in this lousy job and I have this bad relationship, or I'm living in this place, or da 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 da. You've got all these things around you or experiences around you that are basically, in your perception, making you feel like the opposite and really making it feel like that's not who you are. Because when you envision that version of you, their life is totally different. Maybe they're in this new job, or they're not even working at all. They've just got all this money and like free time, and they have the most amazing relationships and friendships, and they're traveling. And so, or whatever it is, right? Like we all have different ideas of what that version of us would be doing or what life would look like. But you buying into the reality around you and basing your vision of yourself off of that and just living in that, that's not going to create this. I'm like always doing these hand signals, but okay, let's imagine here it is. The reality you've been living in is here, right? Okay. And it's operating at this frequency. And your desired reality is up here at this frequency. So the more that you keep buying into this one and basing your beliefs about yourself off of this one and basing what you believe is possible off of this one, the more you're going to continue to create a reality that feels like this. And maybe every now and again, you're able to muster it up inside of you and you have a couple days that feel like this. And then all of a sudden you're back to the grind, back to reality, and you're down here again, whatever. Okay. So it really feels like you're stuck, right? It feels like you're stuck. It feels like you're stagnant. It feels like nothing's moving. If you want to start experiencing this up here, this version of yourself where you are living in bliss, you are living in joy, you are living in freedom, you feel like that version of yourself that you've always wanted to be, you feel so happy and peaceful and excited, then guess what is going to get you there? It's not this. It's every day you deciding that you're going to connect with that energy. And maybe you're not going to get all the way up there right at first, but you're going to get closer and closer, and you're going to get closer and closer, and it's going to start to feel easier and easier until all of a sudden you're there. And now you're creating a reality up there that feels like that. And so the way you do that is, even when your reality around you appears to be the exact opposite or appears to contradict or just doesn't really feel on par with what you desire, it's you choosing that state of being within yourself every day. This is not about, like, you're not looking to the outside to give you proof of it. The more you're looking to the outside to give you proof of it is the more that you're just going to stay down here, because you're not going to find the proof of it down here. You have to go up here and find the proof within yourself. And so what I mean by that is you are going to start telling a new story about yourself. You're going to choose and decide, okay, this version of me, that version feels peaceful. They feel blissful. They feel at ease. They feel joy. And so the first thing is just starting to tell that story to yourself. Every day when you wake up, every night before you go to bed, you're saying it to yourself. You're imagining it. You're visualizing it. And in the meantime, you're not making your current reality bad or wrong. You're not condemning it. You're not saying there's anything wrong with it, but you're also choosing to put your focus on this new reality, on this new version of you. And it's not really new, right? It's not really new. It's always been within you. It's part of who you are, but you've just been focusing down here. And so you're just choosing to place your focus on the version of you that's here, right? So you start placing your focus there, and that's how you choose. That's how you choose every day. I'm going to choose to put my focus here. I'm going to choose to feel these feelings. And so you just practice it. You practice feeling those feelings. You practice being in that visualization. You practice thinking, what does that version of me think? How do they go about their day? And maybe there's a few things you actually start putting into practice in your day-to-day life. But what I want to emphasize is, like, this is less about the action that you're going to be taking in your day-to-day and more about the feelings that you're going to start to allow yourself to feel within yourself. The stories you're going to start to tell about yourself to yourself, the like kind of visions or imaginal scenes that you're going to start to have. You're going to start to expand in those ways. And then eventually it's like you'll start to get the motivation and the inspiration to maybe take some steps, physically take some steps in your reality. But it's not even about that. It's about you choosing it within yourself and deciding, this is who I am. Even it doesn't matter what the outside circumstances look like. You're not going to go based on the outside circumstances. You're not going to choose who you are, because you can do that if you want to, but you're going to continue to feel like you're stuck because you're going to be continuing to choose from what's being reflected back to you. You have to choose from within. You have to go within and decide, who do I know that I am? What do I know is possible for me? And choose to feel those feelings. It's a choice. It is a choice. You're not going to wake up one day and it's just going to be done for you. And all of a sudden the reality is going to look that way for you. And because if you haven't changed in here, then having that reality around you isn't going to matter. You're still going to find ways to perpetuate these old feelings and beliefs even onto the new reality. Like it's that kind of classic, you know, saying in the manifestation world is just like, you know, wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. So you could have a whole new reality, but if you haven't changed, then there you are. You're still you. You're still you. You're still there. You're still exactly as you were. And if you're thinking that the outside circumstances are going to somehow change you from within, that's not actually going to happen. So it is a choice. You becoming that next level version of you, it is a choice. It is you choosing, this is who I am despite what I may have believed, what I might see around me. Why would the circumstances matter? I have a bunch of videos already where I just go on rants about how the circumstances don't matter. But it is so true. It's that you decide from in here and then allow the circumstances to reflect that back to you. The more that you choose it, the more that you decide it, the more that you commit to it, the more that you feel it and allow those feelings in, the more that you're going to start to have those experiences in your life that reflect it back to you, because it can be no other way. We attract more of what we are. And so the more that you are ease, the more that you are bliss, the more that you are feeling like you're having the most amazing time in your life, then the more that's going to be reflected back to you. And the more that you sit and you argue, well, how can I feel that way when this is happening? Or how can I feel that way when this is my experience? Or how can I feel this way when I'm in this job? Then again, the more you're going to be creating things that are down here. You have to choose it and feel it, even if the circumstances don't feel that way. You have to have, like, your power needs to be stronger. Your will within yourself and your ability to choose within yourself has to be stronger. Otherwise, you're going to continue to live a life where it feels like life is just happening to you and you have no control and you're just kind of at the whim of whatever happens. And rather than you deciding, this is who I am and this is how I feel, and no circumstance outside of me can change that. I'm not fighting against the circumstances. I'm not trying to get rid of them. I'm not arguing against them, but I'm also deciding this is who I am and this is how I feel and this is my experience. And then you're going to start to see that reflected back to you. So hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, what questions do you have? What do you want to hear more of? Did this resonate with you? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to work together further, all of the helpful links are down below. You can check out the 14-day free trial for the membership. And you can also check out my one-on-one offers if you'd like to work together one-on-one. So like I said, those links are down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. Yeah, other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.